Okay, so ignore the hat, but anyways, I just saw Les Mis and okay, before I get into that, I actually wanted to see Django. Actually, I wanted to see both Django and Les Mis. I wanted to see Django mainly because I'm a fan of Quentin Tarantino's movies, and I also wanted to see Les Mis because this is actually the first time I've seen Les Mis. Not as in all the way through. Um, so the choice was hard. I ended up going with Les Mis mainly because I feel like I would have more things to say about Les Mis because honestly, once you've seen one Quentin Tarantino movie, you've seen pretty much every Quentin Tarantino movie. Uh, so commence the flame wars. But anyways, Les Mis. I was I was a little worried that it would be a little packed, but it's actually not. I guess that's one benefit of living in a slightly ghetto city. All the ghetto people went to see Django, but anyways, Les Mis. What to say? First off, I did mention this is the first time I've seen this on film. I mean, I've seen stuff on stage, so I can say stuff that might relate to some stage critiques. But I don't claim to be a stage expert, so I might say some things that I might not fully understand. So just correct me if I'm like wrong or something. Anyways, Les Mis. It was a good movie. I mean, it's kind of pointless to comment on the plot, because this is an adaptation of like something written long time ago. So all the critiques about this have been said already. I mean, what's there to say? Like on the plot, I feel like this movie doesn't really have a central plot, I mean, to it it follows the lives of people and it follows how they grow. There's no central like antagonist they have to defeat. There's no certain goal. It's just we follow them through their lives and how the events change them and stuff. So, um, the main movie actually doesn't start until like 20 minutes in because the main movie starts when um is it Gazette and Marius I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. When the rich boy and the blonde girl, okay, are introduced in the movie. Sorry. Oh, sorry. That's when the real movie starts. So, because the part with Anne Hathaway, I mean, that was all over the trailer. That's only like the beginning of the movie. But anyways, moving on. Plot wise, yeah, there's no central plot. So, I mean, there's no like strong antagonist. It changes over time. So, you're really just watching the lives of others, and it it's sort of weak in some characters because characters like Gazette who was just there, and sorry, my computer. I feel like some characters like were cut off before we could really explore them. In one way, that's realistic. Like characters like Eponine, like I think her story ended a little too early, but it was also realistic in that some people don't get a chance to be explored. Some people just die. So it's really a mixed bag if when you watch it. Like it's a good story. It's just like there's gonna be some parts you might that might just feel weird. I mean, maybe that's just me, but I felt some parts in the movie were just a little weird. But anyways, that the plot isn't a main like complaint. Like it's just something you notice. My main complaints are to the music and just this transition from stage to film. I mean, like every time they move from one medium to another. There's always going to be some weird changes. Like I talked to one of my cousins, and she told me they cut out 3 songs. So there's going to be some changes, and not just changes, but there's also going to be some weird um things you notice in the movie that you feel like could work better on stage. Like every time they had a solo, it they couldn't do anything in terms of like film. Like all they could do was have one camera on the actor or actress and just have them sing. Like it was specifically during the part with Marius was singing about how, oh, spoiler, sorry. Marius was singing about how he has survivor's guilt because he all his like classmates died. The part where Ebony was singing about how she loves Marius in the rain, and even the main thing that came to mind was the part where Anne Hathaway was singing about her dreams. Like they couldn't do anything; they just had to keep that camera like one angle on them. I mean, sometimes they would change, but you just know that this was a part on stage where it was them having a solo. You know, you can't really do anything, so it just felt weird just watching them. You know, no cuts. It's just one of those things that just looks weird on film. Uh, what else? Also, yeah, and also there's just other parts where you notice that this is definitely a stage. Adapted from stage. Because there's just some parts where there's like a climax, and then it starts over because you know that's where the act ended. And yeah, I mean, maybe this is a nitpick, but it just feels weird to see something like to see those like little things, you know. Um, moving on. Another main complaint I had was the singing specifically, mainly because I feel like the singing could have been a little better. They were good there was good singing in this, especially from like Anne Hathaway. But also, I feel like some of the singing was not weak, but it could have been better. And some of the singing just didn't come out right, like Russell Crowe. And some parts, not Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman was good, but there was just some parts where it was just like awkward. And Russell Crowe, I don't know. I don't know if the man is like had like singing training or lessons, whatever. But he was good. But it's just like compared to everyone else, he was just, it was not a very good singing performance. Uh, I mean, I'm not really the person to criticize singing because I can't sing myself, but you know, it's just this is a musical. You know, you expect the songs to be just amazing, and like the singing was just it was a little safe. Like you know, you're supposed to remember, yeah, you're supposed to like remember the performance, and it just felt like it didn't. I felt like it could have just been better, and also um the enunciation. There were so many parts in the movie where you couldn't like understand what they were saying. Like, uh, just sometimes you just want to scream like enunciate. You know, it's just. But anyways, I know I'm saying a lot of criticisms, but I actually really like this movie. Okay, don't get me wrong. These are nitpicks and these are nitpicks and complaints, but it's just like maybe I like 10% of the movie, but 90% was still pretty good. I mean, just like go see it. I definitely recommend it. Maybe I actually recommended seeing on stage first because it looks weird on film certain parts, which I'm pretty sure looks good on stage. But if you're not the type of person who likes stage stuff, then maybe see the movie. I don't know. It depends on you, but I definitely recommend seeing this movie. It's pretty good. Yeah.